Okay, hello, welcome to the recap. Hopefully you can hear me. Um, I've not checked the levels before we start because I never do, but I'm joined in the co-host chair by Danton. Say hello, Danton.
Hello, how's it going today?
Yes, that's perfect. And hello, Tom. Hello, Galentio. Hello, Matthew and Dor. Welcome all. Um, Khornight might be joining us later. He's currently doing formulas on Excel, so he may or may not be on later.
Yeah, he's
But
having far too much fun.
yeah, he loves his Excel, doesn't he?
He does. I think. I mean, he much rather be doing that than moving little
Yeah,
people
I think
around on
this.
the
Well,
screen.
I think we've all had times in our lives where we'd much more rather be on Excel than we'd be playing Blood Bowl, certainly. Uh, but yeah, hopefully
Well,
he'll
yeah. I
join a
mean,
bit later.
the meme is typically, we love to think about and talk about Blood Bowl, but once we start playing it, then we normally just have a rough time of it.
Yeah, we do. That's why. I mean, that's again. That's why I'm playing Col because the coach living level is poor, and so I feel good about myself by winning those easy games, inverted commas easy. And then I play real opponents like in the OCC, and yeah, they just wipe the floor with me. But so I guess I'm setting myself up to fail a bit, aren't I? So anyway,
Whatever works for you, Ethel. I mean, I wouldn't recommend your approach, but if it's working for you, then by all means,
so
go
I
ahead.
mean, Danton, honestly, do you think I should just bin off Col and then just play in CCL if I want to
I mean,
pick
it
up
all
game?
depends what you want to get out of the game, right? I mean,
I want to get
if
better,
if you
basically.
yeah, if you want to get better, then you definitely shouldn't be playing in Cole. Um, it's you're not going to learn by beating people that you're already better than. Um, so yeah, I mean, I would definitely say play more
CCL.
in I mean even CCL can be a bit you know up and down. I mean you can get some definitely play some good people there, but you can also play some pretty poor coaches there. But it's better than Cole for sure. And then I don't know how many private leagues are you in at the moment.
At the moment, just a couple. So RPS and OCC, and that's it. But that's about to ramp up because we've got some leagues starting very soon.
Yeah, I mean I always like to play in two or three private leagues at once. Kind of keeps you ticking over with like two or three games a week.
So
But
which ones are you in at the moment? Is it Crunch you're in as well?
No, I was in Crunch in Blood Bowl 1. I played a lot in Crunch. Like my two main leagues were the kind of BB Tactics ones, which had Crunch Cup and Big Crunch, and OCC. Those were like my two main ones. And then I played in a few other ones, kind of dotted around. But actually, since BB2, I haven't really gone back to BB Tactics as a league. I've been playing in the local Argentina league here where I live,
Of course. Yeah.
which is just, I mean, that's really just been more about supporting kind of the local community, and I was an admin for that and kind of helping it to get it up and running. But I mean, the quality is actually pretty decent. It's around 30 coaches, so it's not massive, but it's been fun.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a nice
Um,
size, isn't it? 30, really.
Yeah, it's like three divisions of 10, and we do a little bit of a kind of similar to the redraft concept where you have kind of set TV limits for the start of each season. So you have to do some trimming depending on which division you're in. But stops kind of, some teams just getting disgustingly big, which you don't really want in a small league. It's not
No.
really a problem in OCC, but because that's just the tendency of a massive league is kind of like the biggest teams will rise to the top, which is fine. Um, and then actually I joined. So I was in I'm back in Argentina now, but I was in Ireland, and I
Yep.
I joined the Era Bowl Blood Bowl League,
Era. Wow.
um, which is it's actually quite a thriving community. That's around 50
Oh, okay. That's pretty
coaches.
big. Bigger than I expected. I've got to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, it's about 50 active coaches, and they've got a very well organized kind of community on Discord, and yeah, having a lot of fun playing there. And yeah, and OCC, just keeping going with that and playing in the the Cup of Nations thing that's going on at the moment as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. And how's that one going? I just got to give a quick shout out to Anarian who says it's a bunch of noobs in OCC, which did actually lol at, which is quite funny. But yeah, but how's the that res tournament you're in going? Is it res? It is res, isn't it?
It's res. Yeah, it's going all right. I'm playing for the Latin America team there. Yeah, and Arian's one of these players who, he had a little bit of success with Wood Elves, and then he just, dissipated into the sunset.
Yeah, a little bit of success with Wood
Um,
Elves, exactly.
yeah, exactly. Now he thinks he's the God's gift to halflings, but yeah, let's not go there. Basically, so we actually beat Russia in the first
Oh,
round,
congrats.
which was a bit of an upset. Some might say a bit of a dicing, although I mean it is kind of 5 matches.
Yeah, dicing over
So
5 games is unlikely, isn't it? Really?
I think it's fair to say we had the better of the dice in the 5 games, but still, I mean, given that everyone thought Russia would mop the floor with us, I think it was obviously a great result. And now we're actually in the second match. We're struggling against Germany. We're down 2 with 2 left, so the best we can do is draw the series, but we have to win both of the last games. So that's not going so well, but it's. I mean, there's still another match after that to play, so we're still very much in it.
Okay, and
But yeah,
who's your next opponent then, Danton? I guess it's 2 week match days.
yeah, exactly. Oh shit, that's my doorbell.
Oh, okay, you better go and get that, and I'll talk.
Sounds like I'm in a train station. Next opponent's Eastern Europe,
Right.
but I'll be back in a second.
Okay, Danton's off to get a parcel. Although it's fairly early morning in Argentina, so maybe it's the milk. I don't know if they have milk deliveries in Argentina. I presume they do, but maybe they don't. I'm not sure. Anyway, let us know in the chat how many leagues you play in, and if you recommend any. Hot dog, tell us something. It's in Chalice. Great, thank you, Matthew. Yeah, let's have a look then at the championships. That's what we're here to do, after all. So, I mean, I guess I've had this up now as spoilers because that's the current table. There's one game left to play, but I won't mention that now. We'll look at the games first, I guess, and then go through the first one. So, Gruff, thank you. You're in
I'm
one
back.
league, and it's Rebel. And how are you doing in it? It's okay, he says, which is great. Rebel, I mean, Rebel's fine, isn't it? You need to be in the OCC, though, Gruff, I think, really. Or, dare I say, the RPS League. Or indeed Pony and Hello Dreamland as well. So, Danton's currently getting some milk from the door. He'll be back
Here,
in a
can you
minute.
hear me?
Oh, he's back. Yeah. Was
Back,
it
back.
was it a
Yeah.
milk delivery, Danton?
No, it was actually. I think it was a false alarm. No one there.
Oh, ghost. Yeah. So
Um,
we're talking a bit about leagues, and Gruff saying is in one, and he had a bit overburn with OCC with Blood Bowl, so he's back to one.
yeah,
But
you can
I'm sure he'll
definitely
soon
get
be back.
you can definitely get burned out with leagues as well. I think in Blood Bowl 1, at one point, I was in like 5 leagues at once, and that was just too much.
It is too much, especially
But
trying to
two,
organise
I
games.
think,
I find.
yeah, I mean, and I like to get, a few games of CCL in between, kind of just to scratch the itch. But I mean, to me, like 2 or 3 private leagues is enough. Oh, look, Mr. Kalon G, he's a prominent figure in the era Blood Bowl scene.
He is. Welcome aboard. I won't. I. Yeah, I'm not even going to say what I was going to do, but the deadline for Pony Kalen is Sunday probably. I think I'm going to be on PC's stream show on Sunday, and that'll be. I'll talk about it then, and that'll be the close. So yeah, so I mean, it is a good league, Kalen. I think a lot of people enjoy it. I like the format especially, but I'm massively biased because I invented it and run it. So yeah, take that with a pinch of salt. But genuinely, I think it is good, and the reason I think it is good is because it forces you to think about team builds with a star player. Perhaps you wouldn't ever pick. I mean, really, I think. I mean, Danton, what proportion of the 56 star do you think are actually picked on a day-to-day basis? It's just about 5, isn't it? Really, that are picked regularly out of the whole 56. So there's loads you're never going to pick.
Um, hard to know what the figure would be, but
It,
it's definitely, I'd say, less than 10 probably.
yeah, less than 10.
It depends so much on each race and the matchups and everything, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's probably at least no more than a fifth of the current stars are particularly good. But I mean, some of them definitely are quite fun, even if they're not really optimal.
yeah. I mean, Kalen. Yeah, I mean, the other thing just to mention is that they are. Thanks, Gruff, as well for the diss. The other thing to say is it is 14-day match days, so it's designed to fit into other leagues that you're playing and not to stress you out by trying to organise one every week. So we do give a bit longer to get games played as well, because it's definitely a and league rather than a main league, I would say. And Dreamland, yeah, I mean it's almost guaranteed that you wouldn't get Willow again, right? Do you know what I mean? Because of maths. So yeah, you should join up, and then you probably won't get Willow. But yeah. Anyway, should we talk about some championship games, Danton? Now you're back. I mean, I'm seeing the first one here is Khornight, so maybe we should leave that one, and then
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, he said he's on a call now, but it could sort of end at any moment. But yeah, we can come back to it.
yeah. Okay, well let's do the first one. That's actually been well. Let's talk about the controversy that's happening at the moment, which you've told me about. Um,
I mean, like controversy is a bit of a strong word for it, but yeah, a bunch of gamers back to back supposedly is happening today, but there's
right,
been a bit of drama in the scheduling in terms of Kielstad being a bit abrupt, kind of saying that well, I think Hilnick said that he could play on the weekend, and Kielstad saying that he didn't want to waste his weekend or something like that, and Hilnick getting a bit huffy and saying that he just conceded the match. But maybe they'll play today. We'll see what happens.
well hopefully they will get it played. I mean, we talked about scheduling ad infinitum here, haven't we? But yeah, but by just being really strict and saying I can only play the weekend, or conversely I can only play, well, what I do really is I can only play after 9 o'clock any night, any day. Yeah, you've got to be a bit flexible, haven't you? I think, but
I mean, I don't know what the history between these two is. I think they've both been in the champs for a few seasons, haven't
yeah,
they? So maybe there's a bit of kind of history, in the background that I'm not aware of. Yeah, but there didn't seem to be much love lost in the War of Words. So we'll see what happens.
okay. Well, good luck, guys. I hope you do play today. All right, well, let's move on to the first one that we do have a report for that doesn't involve one of the people on the podcast. So this is Sabretooth Vag 1.0 versus 1990s. Now, I have been in contact with MB Carmack. I've got he's given me really the reason why he's called MB Carmack, but as it involves his actual first name, I'm not going to diss him. But yeah, the MB does stand for his initials for that, so that's hopefully cleared that up.
So it's not Mighty Blow.
It's not Mighty Blow, but I mean, really, he should have said it was Mighty Blow, because that's much better, isn't it? Mighty Blow Carmack than, you know. Like, I think if you were to change your name, Danton, change your name to Mighty Blow Danton would be a much better thing, wouldn't it?
Somehow it doesn't really have the same ring to it, but yeah,
Well, if you
I
had to
don't know
put,
about
or maybe
call it
sidestep Danton, would that be better? I don't know.
if you call
Slippery.
yourself Mighty Blow, you're gonna have to live up to the name, don't you?
Daunt- Dauntless Danton, says Tom in the
What was
chat.
Stanton, but there you go.
Yeah, keep them coming in the chat. I'll smirk when I see them. But yeah, Dauntless
Yeah.
Danton. I thought Sidestep with Danton was a good one, but yeah, Dauntless Danton is is probably better, to be honest. Right, let's have a look at this. So this is a 1-0 to Sabretooth Vag. I mean, if you look at just the armor breaks there, I mean, I think that probably tells you all you need to know about what's going on here. So 17 armor breaks versus 4, block wise 47 versus 26. So I mean that's not a crazy amount of blocks in a game, but it's certainly almost double what the 1990s did. So 6 KOs,
Yeah.
4 injuries. I think it was a case of the chaos. And again, look at the SBP there. The chaos doing the chaos thing, and perhaps the 1990s not been able to cope with that too much. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, that Chaos team, it's pretty well developed. He's got like a couple of kill pieces. It's one of those matchups where if they start to get the removals early, it can really snowball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and yeah, that's most likely what happened. I mean, I haven't taken a look at the replay either, so no idea if it was any closer than
No, I mean it doesn't suggest it's very close, but it does depend, of course, when the injuries happened. If they happened in the first half, then yeah, that's really hard to come back from. But
yeah.
yeah, if they happened late on, maybe there was a bit of shenanigans there as well. Uh, Bloodstep Flack, Callan saying Puggy's the best star. Well, I think that's true at all, Galentio. And if you do get Puggy, my advice is not to go with flings with him, but for humans, absolutely. But that's a discussion for perhaps another stream.
Yeah. Well, you can chuck him with Yoga, can't you?
Yeah, yeah, you can absolutely. You can chuck him with Yoga. I mean, in a way, he adds another dimension to humans, doesn't he? I mean, you play humans in real life, as it were, Danton. Would you ever consider Puggy as your inducement? What is he, 100 and something? 130? 140?
Yeah. I mean, short answer is no.
No.
Um, I mean, it depends. Yeah, I mean, it does depend what you're up against, but even against most things, even teams
140.
that don't
There we
have
go.
teams that don't have tackle, he's still so fragile, and
Is he still
the
is he still armor
blodge.
6? Is he armor 7 or armor 6?
I'm not sure actually, to be honest. But still, he's stunty. I
Yeah,
mean, if anyone does get a hit on him, then he's not likely to hang
AV6.
around for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he gets hit, he's gone, isn't he? And he's not AG4 either, from memory, so he's not that good at
Yeah, I
sticking the.
mean he's strength three, I think, blodge. I mean, but
Yeah,
you do need to kind of keep him protected. I don't really see the benefit of him for a human team. I mean, halflings it's a little bit more strength that they can use, but they have other stars who are better. Obviously, if they don't have much cash for inducements, then maybe he's an option.
yeah. I think
Um,
new humans in the new meta in Blood Bowl 2020 they can get flings now, can't they? Can't they get
yeah,
a couple?
they can. Yeah, up to four, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's the thing I guess with Puggy as well. You can throw him with the yoga, but if he doesn't make the landing, then
Well, it's a four plus landing, isn't it? It
yeah,
adds
4+,
three.
and if he doesn't make that, it's another 4+ to use the
Yeah.
reroll.
Plus
So
he's a loner. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, as humans, you've just got way better options in terms of, um,
yeah, I
you
think I'll
know,
probably take the saw. Given the choice, I'd probably take a saw over um, Puggy, to be quite honest with you. But
well, you're in kind of wizard territory, aren't you,
yeah,
with Puggy? If he's what is he, 130? So for a tiny bit more, you've got a wizard, and I'd rather either take a bribe or
yeah, bribe would be good
um,
actually.
a merc lino or something like that. It's normally better just to have more kind of fodder, depending on what your team looks like. Assuming you've got a couple of decent stars on your team already, it's better normally to pad it out with a bit more fodder,
Yeah,
to either just protect your stars more or be able to foul a bit.
yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Um,
yeah.
and Aaron does say Puggy and a chef better than a wizard. It's debatable.
Or for flings,
For
because
flings,
obviously
yeah,
this,
absolutely, not for
yeah,
anyone
obviously this
else.
chef is only 100 for flings. Maybe. I mean, I guess flings maybe can't take advantage of a wizard as well as some of the races because they're so slow.
Yeah, I mean that's
So
what I've
yeah, maybe.
found as well. And again, we've got a stunty league up and running soon. The closing day for that as well is going to be the weekend. And out of all the races, Flings is the only one who hasn't won that. And that might be surprising to some, but again, it's the slowness of the Flings that really counts against them, I think. And they're quite fragile as well. And they really
I mean,
do.
you definitely have to be a masochist to enjoy playing flings. I mean, like we said, that's why Inarian obviously loves them.
Yeah,
But it definitely, I can see the challenge. There is the
yeah.
challenge
There
to
is a
playing them,
challenge,
right? Because
absolutely.
because they are so shit.
Yeah,
I mean, there are some matchups where you have like Deep Root or Morg and the chef, and you can really be a nightmare for other teams sometimes. But
yeah.
that's not normally the case.
No.
Be
As soon as
interesting. Interesting. in Blood, yeah, sorry, just in
Go on.
Blood Bowl 3 or Blood Bowl 2020, they definitely seem a lot better though. So I mean, it'd be interesting to try them in that format.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think with the new positionals as well, that might add an extra element. I mean, I've not played them enough on Fumble or anything like that to see how those changes come into effect. But I think any more options for them is going to be good. I can't remember what I was going to say about Flings then. It's gone. It might come back
Yeah,
a bit
no
later.
worries. I mean, just to say that they've had a lot of success in NAF tournaments, but that's probably mostly down to Morg, having been so cheap with his Mighty Blow +2.
Yeah,
But that's obviously been slightly adjusted. I think they changed his price in the kind of
yeah,
balance patch, if that's what we're calling it, that happened
balance
a
patch.
couple of months ago.
Yeah, I remember what I was going to say now, and bizarrely, I think Flings do better against like rookie bash teams rather than like AG teams. Forget it because you can't catch them, you can't do anything. But
Yeah,
with bash teams, you can. You got
definitely.
a much better chance of not going down because they need tackle or block, and a lot of bash
Yeah,
teams don't have that. Um,
they can suffer obviously against claw teams if
yeah, if
they
the
get a
trees go,
tree removed in the first half or something. But against things like orcs or dwarves, well, dwarves, I mean,
well,
the
maybe
tackle
not
can be a
dwarfs,
pain,
but
can be a pain. Yeah, maybe not dwarves, but or orcs maybe can be a matchup that they can have some success against.
yeah, I remember
Um,
we when we opened RPS one season. I think it's when either Flings had just come out or there was a buzz about Flings anyway. I think it's because the new positions had come out and someone joined RPS, our main league, as Flings, and their first game was against Dwarfs, and the Dwarfs obviously murdered them because they were a new player and Flings against a fairly experienced Dwarf player, which was a rookie Dwarf team. It was only a TV 1000 Dwarf team, and they played that game, and then that was it. We never heard from them again, and I felt quite bad, but it wasn't me that set up the game. It was the client that had done it. But yeah, what a bad result to have a new coach as Flings. You're all excited, and then you meet Dwarfs in your first game, and your team gets totaled. But that's Blood Bowl, isn't it? I guess play the Flings, and that's what you've got to do. But yeah, I guess he didn't see
yeah,
that
it's
as fun.
it's de definitely not the sort of race that new players should be
No, absolutely not.
trying straight away, um, unless they really like to be smashed in the face a lot.
Yeah,
But
it's going to happen. It's
I
going to
think
happen.
that they definitely have their place in the game, and I'm glad they exist.
Yeah, I'm glad they exist, but they are a chore to play, and you get frustrated with them. But anyway, Underworld, Matthew. Yeah, I think Underworld are a great team. I mean, we'll see a bit later on how well Underworld do, but yeah,
Well,
they
they are definitely much better in the new rule set.
yeah
But even in the BB2 rule set, they're definitely better than most people, I think, give them credit.
yeah they're not even. I'd say well, they're not tier three. They usually put us tier two as well, aren't they? So
I'd say they're kind of 2.5.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, it depends on how your blitzers go, I guess, with them. But let's look at the actual Underworld in the team in the champs a bit later. Um,
Yeah.
More importantly, betting wise, who bet on MB Carmack to win this game?
Uh,
I don't know if you can check it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I'm bringing it up now. Actually, we don't have the new roundup yet. Okay.
it's only Tuesday though,
Only
isn't it?
one only one person bet on MB Carmack, and annoyingly, that person was you.
Yes. I knew it was me. That was a trick question. This is great news.
Uh, yeah, I think you're
This is my season.
actually.
If
Well, I
if
don't know,
if, if
you're
only
you're not quite running away with it. I've given you a little bit of daylight just to get your hopes up.
yeah. Well, we'll see how we are at the end of this week. But yeah, it's nice to be ahead at the moment. But yeah, if only I was going to say if only my skill and guessing this time round had been replicated in games on the pitch, but that's not been the case. All right, Danton, it's you next. So it's you away against Turia Tavatan. You lost one
Yeah.
nil What happened?
making me relive the horror.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I mean, I definitely think I was probably favored in this matchup. I mean, he had 250 in inducements to him,
Right. What did he
and
go? What
he,
did he go for? Because there was chat in the OCC Discord, wasn't there, about he was considering a death roller, but he didn't go for it in the
well,
end.
he
I
had
don't think.
because the first time we played, he actually misclicked. So he was looking at taking the roller, and he basically, click confirm without taking any inducements. So that's why we had to reset the match.
That's a shame.
And in the end, yeah, I should have just turned around and said no.
No, that's it. It's got to stick. Yeah.
Tough shit. That's what you get for playing dwarves. No, but he took the wizard and bribe.
Oh, Danton,
Um,
sorry, Danton. Talk. I'm being shouted at by my wife, so give me a sec.
all right, no worries. Ethelred, obviously, he's the one that wears the trousers in the relationship. No, that's not very fair on my part. Um, so yeah, I mean, everyone loves playing against dwarves, but definitely as humans, I think I had the very much the speed advantage in this game, and actually managed to stop him scoring in the first half, and he blew his wizard. Oh, Ethel's back again.
I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, no worries. Yeah, I was just telling chat that obviously you're the one that wears the pants in the relationship.
Oh God, absolutely. I've got to
No,
pick
don't
up a
worry.
parcel from
I,
somewhere.
I, I,
Anyway.
I know exactly how that feels. But yeah, just saying that definitely I think I was the favorite in this match with the kind of speed difference, and the dwarves they were losing. They were missing their main killer.
Yeah.
And he actually used the wizard so I put him into receive in the first half, and he used the wizard to basically give him better odds of scoring
Right.
turn 8, but he still, because I managed to, well, he failed a handoff, which put him in a bit of trouble, and the ball kind of bobbled about, and I managed to put him under a lot of pressure. So he used the wizard to give him a path to score, but he actually then failed the GFI into the end zone, having burned the reroll
Ah, on the
before that.
pickup or something. Right. Sure.
Yeah, so it was actually 0-0 with my drive. So I was in the perfect kind of
Yeah.
position,
Absolutely.
and did a bit of the old side to side maneuvering to kind of outpace the dwarves, and it was working fine until I had the choice between kind of coming back into my half with a couple of 2+ dodges, or first of all doing a blitz, a 2 dice blitz to kind of clear a piece but without block. So I thought, well, it's 1 in 81 to fail the 2 dice blitz against
Yeah.
1 in 36 to fail the dodge. So I went for the blitz, and obviously 1 in 81 that.
Oh.
How and what was even more annoying was that the block just before the blitz was double both down. So it was actually 6 dice in a row that were either
Yeah.
double
Bad.
both down or skull. And that basically just imploded my drive because my ball carrier was still in contact, and yeah, I mean, I still had some chances to kind of to prevent the score, but just couldn't really stop him from getting there in the end. And he had another naked GFI to score right at the end, but this time he didn't make it.
Oh,
So yeah, it's disappointing because as well,
that's a shame.
if I'd won the game, then I would have still been in the hunt. I think I still could have caught Lebanon. Um, but the loss basically means all I'm playing for now is to not be relegated.
Yeah. Well, I think you got a strong
Um,
chance of making the cut, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see on that. But yeah, that is a
we'll
shame.
see because the table is very tight at the moment. So I think I'm playing Lasker, I think, in the last round, so it's one of those that it could go.
Either way.
It really it could go either way. There could be a lot of different results depending on what happens. But anyway, betting wise, who bet on? For some reason here it says that it looks like I bet on the dwarves, even though I don't remember betting on the dwarves.
Oh,
That's weird.
that's good.
unless I misclicked it and I clicked on the dwarves instead
Well,
of me. But
that's the only
I'll take
record
it.
we've got, so we'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was pretty sure I bet myself, but it's saying here that I bet on the dwarves, so I'll take that. I mean, sometimes I do bet against myself to kind of hedge my bets, but yeah,
And no one else.
no one else.
Oh wow. Okay. Uh, oh, Khornight's in the chat now. And yeah, the guys are just talking about models that they've bought. Corn seems quite likely, and I think I've got this tabletop coming in 2 weeks' time, unless we get locked down again. So yeah, I think Corn's going to be quite popular for that as well. I think, and
Yeah,
they are exciting. I mean, famously, what was the guy's name who won OCC one with Corn without a thirster? Began with B, didn't it? Do you
yeah,
remember
yeah.
Danton?
I
It was quite
remember.
near the
No,
end, wasn't it? Of the
wasn't it Gusya? Wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Isn't that
think
his name?
yeah. Well, I was thinking B. I think it was Gus. Yeah, exclamation mark, wasn't it?
I think it was. I think he won it a couple of times, but
Yeah,
it
he
was
won it
right towards the
twice.
end, right towards the end of BB1,
Yeah,
maybe when there were slightly kind of fewer teams around, but
yeah.
still a
But it was
great,
a
great,
good
great
achievement.
achievement.
It's just been a master of
Yeah,
frenzy, wasn't it? Um, I think
yeah.
that's the main
It,
thing. But it
in
didn't.
Aria, in Arian, sorry, in Arian asking if I'm playing Humies. That's right, playing Humies in the OCC, which slightly better than Halflings, but not much.
Yeah, well, you say that, Danton, but you're in the champs, so
Well, yeah, it's a long road of torture to get there, but yeah, it helps to have a natural one turner on the team, obviously.
absolutely. Okay, Cornight's still working, so you can't hear us. So let's have a look at the next game, which is Ruspel's Pontifices versus Motivated Squad. Now, who died on Raspel's team? Was it someone important or was it not someone important? I'm not sure. We'll check that out in a minute. But yeah, I mean, block-wise, it looks like fairly even. I mean, injury-wise, though, that's pretty crazy looking at the motivated squad there. I mean, that's quite a few
Yeah.
SPP, isn't it, really? Which is pretty good. I mean, this is why he's champ,
I
though,
mean,
isn't it, really?
it's not unexpected given the players he has. I mean, I think he has. Is it? I can't remember if it's one or two claw bombers. It's definitely at least one.
It's definitely at least one. Yeah,
Um,
we'll look at the team in a minute, but yeah,
but his team is pretty much built to kind of to crap all over lizards.
yeah. And I think Raspel had a real bad game the the week before, so they were missing a few Sauruses as well, weren't they? From memory. Uh, so yeah. Anyway,
Can't
go on.
Yeah, he did
I can't
win
remember.
the
Did he?
he did
I
win
can't
the
remember.
game the week before, but he was missing one source or something.
Which
Um,
it's not going to help, is it, against Chorfs really? But
yeah,
yeah, that's. I mean, that's that. I mean, just that screen there with the SPP on it just shows how rough it was for the lizards. I mean, for two players to get
yeah,
over 5 SPP, I mean that's
and really
impressive.
that was almost the championship decider match, right? Because
Yeah,
going into this match, there was 1 point difference between the Chorfs and the Lizards, with the Chorfs being top and the Lizards second. So the Chorfs winning it, basically, that's given them the championship. But yeah, the Lizards now are just playing to try and stay up.
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Betting wise, did anyone bet on Chorf win?
I definitely bet on. No, I think this one happened before
You,
anyone could bet.
right.
So if you look at there's
Oh
only
no,
four matches.
yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah,
Because I remember, I think Khornight saying, because we were a bit late, weren't we, with last week's stream.
yeah,
So
and they
yeah,
played this right. I think right at the start of the week, so
yeah, they
on the
did.
Wednesday, kind of as soon as they could. I mean, I would have bet on a draw, which is because it was the result that I kind of wanted. I think.
Yeah.
Um, but I did actually. I don't know if you remember that we predicted who would win the champs at the beginning of the season, and
If
I
your
did actually.
if your
Yeah,
answer's
I did
Nibenon,
predict
then no, I
that
don't remember.
it was Niven. We didn't actually say what the reward was for predicting that, but yeah, I did predict it.
Yeah, well done, because you were right. I mean, if Khornight can say in chat about his game, I mean that's a 0-0. That's a bit sad because his star player won the game, won the MVP. Sorry, but yeah, 60, I mean, okay, I know he's got frenzy, but 67 against 32. That's quite a lot. I guess there was a lot of pushing around, and the
I
Underworld even
mean,
got a kill against him. So
yeah, normally it's a very good matchup, I think, for the Norse.
yeah,
Because as well, okay, the Underworld do have the two
killers.
claw pommers,
Mm.
although obviously claw in this matchup isn't as useful. But just the mass block and the frenzy is so good at removing goblins as well that you can kind of thin out the underworld. I'm not sure what the TV difference was. Because funnily enough, both of these teams both have the Nuffle Altar as their stadium. So whoever was the lower TV, although I mean there we can see that Khornight did obviously have that's the bomber, isn't it?
That's the bomber boomer. Yeah.
But he could have maybe even taken that if he was the TV overdog because it's so cheap with that stadium.
Yeah, I don't think there was much in this one at all, was there? I think they were similar TV because I think Cornite had got a battering, hadn't he, the week before, and he was low. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
there
was about to
probably wasn't a
sneeze.
lot of difference. Wouldn't have been a lot of difference between the two of them. But yeah, it's a pity for Wolfbark. I mean, winning champs with Underworld would have been amazing.
Would have been amazing.
But I think his whole run with them has been fantastic, and hopefully he'll have another shot at it next season.
Yeah. Okay, just on Cornite's game then. Anyone bet on a draw? I don't think they did, but if you could
I
check.
think you'll find
Oh,
that only one person bet on a draw, and that was me.
well, there we go. I'm comfortably
Yeah.
close now to my score. But yeah, okay, great. So, I mean, we kind of gave the game away at the beginning because I did have the table up, and certainly anyone who's also in the OCC Discord, which I think is everyone, will also have seen that all those games mean that this time Nibenen and his Chorfs have won the OCC. So, well done, Nibenen,
Could you
I
move?
guess.
Could you move the betting
Oh
overlay
yeah,
over
sorry,
to the left?
I'll
'Cause
get rid of it.
yeah, 'cause it's just kind of
Yeah, just in the
obscuring
way, wasn't it? So
the
yeah,
table. Yeah.
um, Chorfs win.
Um,
How do you feel?
Shorts do win. So, well, obviously, I predicted it. So, on the one hand, vindicated. On the other hand, I mean, it's a pity that they won with a game to spare because that makes it a lot less exciting.
Yeah.
But the at least there is excitement in terms of who can stay in the champs. So maybe we can just take a look at which teams still have a chance.
Yeah, so it's top four that stay up, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
So obviously the Chorfs are going to be there,
yeah.
but so points
Oh
wise,
Jesus! I mean, we can.
let's
I
have a look.
yeah. Keep talking, and I'll try and get the what's the other site that we use? Yeah, not Goblin Spy. Yeah, Goblin Spy up because that'll give us a better look at. Yeah, just keep talking, Danton. I'll do what I'm meant to be doing in the
Yeah.
background.
Well, let's see. So Underworld have 13 points. Yeah, Spike is the other one.
Spike. That's it.
Underworld and the Lizards both have 13 points. Then the Chaos, myself, and the Dwarves are all tied on 11 points. And Vamps still have to play their match, but they're on 10, so they definitely, if they win, they're right up there as well. I think we need to look at the matchups, right, to see kind of who's best positioned. I mean, Khornight's team is well, Khornight and Hillnick I think they're pretty much relegated at this point.
Yeah, I don't think I've just put up the table now. Yeah, thanks, Aaron. It is Spike OVH. So I think this is accurate. Yeah, because 8 games played, 7 is fine.
Oh, someone called Khornight is on the line.
Hello.
Oh, there
Can
he
you
is.
hear me?
Yes. How you doing?
Excellent.
When having Khornight say, "Can you hear me?" as his voice booms into my earpiece. The answer is always inevitably yes.
Well, sometimes I say it and you can't hear me, but obviously you don't remember that because you can't hear it.
That is true.
He can't help it in our end. He's always loud, even when I turn him down.
Yeah, exactly. He's loud. It doesn't matter what volume you set him at.
Sometimes even like when I'm just without a microphone, just you can hear me anyway.
Absolutely.
So we actually just finished covering all the matches. Anything you want to say about your match against Wolfbart?
Can you even remember?
He played better than me.
What was the TV difference? Was he underdog or were you?
I was underdog, but not by very much.
I think 30. I think it says on what I've got up at the moment.
Wolfbart was really good. So except for one, so he made one mistake, which was he misclicked on his first turn blitz and accidentally dodged through 3 tackle zones instead of blitzing, which was unfortunate. Obviously, turned his a claw pomming hit into a armor roll of his own, and then obviously was fouled repeatedly while he was there, and also that caused his team to be split up a bit because he'd gone for a blitz on one side and the ball was on the opposite side. I feel like in the first half, maybe because of the misclick by him, I played pretty well. I kept my defense together pretty close. I'm pretty happy with how I stopped him. With my drive, I'm less happy. I had a lot of KOs. He had loads of goblins, so he set up with 11 players in the second half, and I had, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10, but
you got the edge then in terms of the removals, but you couldn't kind of get enough.
Well, it was more like the removal. Maybe I got slight edge in that he got KOs and I got Kaz, but I had less players. We both bought bombers because we both got Nuffle stadiums.
Yeah.
I was going
to ask, did the bombers at any point throw a bomb at each other? Must have been tempting.
Were there literally no bombs thrown? Boomer might have thrown a bomb once so he threw a bomb once at the beginning of my defensive drive in the first half, and he rolled a 1, blew himself up, lay down, stunned himself, got back up, was basing people and doing things like that, and I don't think he threw another bomb. I don't think Bomber Dribble Snot threw a single bomb either. He might have even come on. He was on, but I don't think he threw a bomb either. I think he just was used as attrition fodder.
Attrition fodder.
Yeah.
But so that did torpedo Wolfbark's chances to win the champs. But he's still. So we were about to look at the table in terms of who can still stay up.
Mm-hmm. I am 100% confirmed for double relegation. I am 10th. The ignominy.
What a shame.
I mean, Hilnick, I think, so we were talking, there was a bit of drama in terms of Hilnick and Kielstad's, match thread arrangement, where supposedly they're playing today, but there was a bit of kind of huffing and puffing about, the match being conceded, etc.
Yeah.
But if Hilnick loses, doesn't that give you a chance to tie with him on points?
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
I kind of assumed.
Hilnick's record is 2-1-4 at the moment, so if he loses, that'd be obviously 2-1-5. Your record is 1-2-5.
Oh, no, actually,
win,
you can pass him. You can pass him.
You can pass him, but you need to win, and he needs to lose.
So I've not been following the actual threads. Okay, cool. I thought it was guaranteed.
But he still hasn't played his last match yet, so I think it depends on whether he plays.
He's talking like he doesn't care about it and just wants to bin the team. Yeah. Is that what you're saying? So there is a real chance that he could lose both his games, and I just have to win against a battered lizard team.
I might
send him
you're
definitely
PM.
you're definitely getting relegated, but
Yeah.
it's not 100% that it's like double relegation.
By the way, we can't see your smiling face at the moment, Ethered, so we don't know exactly how happy and cheery all this is making you.
I'm really cheery. I was saying to Danton, if I'd played this season in champs, then I would have finished fourth. Just saying. 4-1-4.
If you hadn't completely failed to get there and were actually in tier 3.
Yeah, that's with a near 2000 Dark Elf team. Yeah, if I was actually a good coach, then yeah, I would have finished fourth. Anyway, so okay, I think we can say that whatever happens, unless Clinic wins by a lot, then I think 9 and 10th are down. There's a dogfight over who's going to go over down 2. And then we're kind of in weird territory. There's a lot of counts on other games that are going to happen. Yeah. So, and that's really from 7th onwards. So it's the top 4 that stay up. So 4th currently is on 11 points, which leaves them in range of, as I say, even Lasker, who's in 8th, on 9 points. So it all depends on who wins what, which is quite exciting, I guess, really, because there's just quite a lot of teams that are fighting to stay up, really.
Yeah, with the exception of me at the bottom and Niven at the top, I think theoretically everyone could still be relegated or survive.
Yeah, because I think who's Wolfbark playing? Wolfbark.
Oh, maybe not Lasker. Lasker might be the only one who can't.
Well, Lasker's playing me, so if he beats me, I think he has a decent chance to stay up.
I think there's another game between. Oh no! Yeah, I thought that Lasker might not be able to make it.
I think Lasker. Yeah, if Lasker wins, but Lasker's then relying on.
If he wins, then he's got 12 points, right?
Yeah, so he's relying on MB Carmack and JJ to lose, as well.
Right, you'd need both of them to lose.
Yeah.
And who are they playing?
MB Carmack's playing Wolfbark.
Wolfbark. And JJ.
Cheers, Inarian. Take care, man.
Cheers, see you, Inarian.
MB Carmack MB Carmack's playing Wolfbark, so Wolfbark they both need a draw basically to stay up, so that's fine.
Well, I mean, a draw. I think MB Carmack needs to win because a draw might not be enough.
And then
I think MB Carmack said to me that he is confirmed by his own maths that a draw will be enough for him.
Enjoy your dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really? If it's so, let's see. Well, let's just.
Wait a second. Just for the oh yes, and he gave me a little précis of his game against Lasker. I played without major unforced errors, and he got fucked by dice. There was there was one turn where he went for a gang foul that may have extra fucked him, but basically it was mostly the dice. Yeah, I thought he said.
But for example, if I win, let's say if I win and dwarves win, and the lizards win, and the vamps win, then I think that pushes him down.
Yeah, that's all true.
Yeah, it definitely. I think a draw probably gives him decent chance to stay up, but it's not guaranteed.
Okay, no, I was wrong anyway. He said he needs to win. He just needs to beat Wolfbark. He said with just in big inverted commas bolded. But yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be an interesting match actually, because I mean obviously the Chaos on paper are our favourites, but it's the underworld in Wolfbark's hands. I mean he doesn't have the Nuffle altar, but I don't know. Do you want to take a look at the teams?
Yeah, is it time to start the predictions for next round then?
Yeah, okay. Give me a sec.
Do you want me to actually?
Have you got your pen and paper?
Well, oh no, correct. Of course, the round hasn't rolled yet, has it?
No.
Are you going to do your screenshot?
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm halfway there already.
Okay, so this is Sabretooth Advantage 1.0. So they're just missing a Mighty Blow Beastman. 1750 TV with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players, so they'll have another beast on top of that. I think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, another beast on top of that.
They're a bit thin on the ground in terms of numbers.
And then they're obviously playing the Underworld, who are 1780 and have a full squad with a bit of red on there, but that's not going to make a difference this game when the Chaos are more or less the same speed.
Well, I mean, he's had those movement buffs all season, right? It's not affected the majority of his games.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's especially not going to matter in this game because the speeds.
So the Underworld are actually getting 30k in inducements, right?
He's got 120, but will he save that for? Will he spend that in the last game, Blaze of Glory, or will he sit on it? Do you think?
So that's where I'm going. I mean, in terms of once the Chaos get their loner Beastman, I think it's 30k. So they could even go in for a wizard if they really wanted to.
Yeah, MB Combat's got nothing to splurge. He's only got 90k, so he can only get a babe for the last game, which you probably obviously wouldn't do.
Yeah, it'd be worse for him to be giving away more inducements than not.
But it'll be interesting to see if Wolfbark, does spend his whole kind of treasury just to really go for the win or not.
Yeah,
I think he probably would have if Nibnan hadn't secured the win. But I think for playing for second place, I doubt he'll bother.
I mean, to be honest, it's the last game of the season. He hasn't got anyone to replace, so and he'll have the winnings from this game as well. So,
I don't know if I'd go for like the wizard though and put all of the money in.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe spend a little bit of money on something.
Yeah, maybe just a bribe is best, isn't it? Maybe.
No, there's no dirty players, the thing.
Skitter. Well, I mean, basically, it's probably just going to be Bomber Dribble Snot again. I don't see him spending loads to get anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bomber against Chaos isn't too bad.
Okay, well, MB Carmack for me, I think, in this one.
I mean, on paper, his team is favoured, but at the same time, he's only got 11 players. So if he starts to lose a couple of players, it definitely could get very tricky for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have quite a bit of tackle.
Well, 2. 3.
3. And, the tense warrior could cause the Underworld some problems.
If you can get a few goblins stuck to him, then that would be pretty good, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, or even, a couple of Skaven kind of lion rats. I mean, definitely, if I had no idea of who was coaching each team, I think the Chaos would be the clear favorite. But because of the coaches, I'm gonna say a draw.
I'm going for Wolfbark. He's just a very good coach. Cool. Next.
Okay, next one.
Tarilla Tavatan versus Bunch of Gamers.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Tarilla Tavatan, which is the dwarf team. I think they get their killer back for this game, don't they? So,
they had 3 missing against me.
So it's back to a full squad again, really. 14 horrible
He's only
dwarves.
He used to have 15, but I did manage to kill one Longbeard with a foul.
Good work. Do you think he'll buy and replace that one?
Probably not for this game. No.
There's no reason to go to 15.
But we said that when he was at 15, right? So. Or did he go to 15 because he was MNGing, players were MNG before that, and so he...
Yeah, and then he's against Clinic, who still has enough money for a new wolf, but has also got a game to play. Because if you remember last week, we discussed whether he should get a new wolf for the Vamp game, and I think the consensus, well, my thinking was yes, he should, but I'm sure some of you disagreed. But
I like it's a tough decision. I don't think he will, purely because he's played so much without one. But I do think that like having 2 movement 8 players against Vamps is very helpful. It
So
will go
he
on.
still hasn't played. Yes, I mean, because he still hasn't played against the Vamps,
No.
obviously. But
Yeah.
I imagine his thinking generally is he wants to get a block on the first wolf before he gets the second one.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So I expect him not to, but it wouldn't be terrible.
So if he does play against the Vamps, you would expect him to try and score with that wolf because it only needs one more TD to get block.
I mean, yeah, you'd expect it, but he had a 3 SPP wolf against me and wasn't trying that hard to score with him. So I don't know.
That's surprising. I mean, in the chat, is he coming back next season? Do we know? Has he had enough or what? Do you know what that situation is? Because that does massively inform how seriously they're going to take these last couple of games. Because Clinic needs to win. He needs to win both games.
He's already he was already kind of
up.
saying that he was going. He was happy to kind of concede against Kielstad. So that tells you that he's not too fast, really.
Yeah.
He's a 3 on the are you carrying on?
That's
So no, he's not.
Sit out, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's done.
I think that would normally change my betting, and I think I would go for the dwarfs then, because I don't think Clinic's going to be that bothered, and therefore won't be that bothered. Whereas JJ needs to win to stay up. Really, definitely needs to win because he's currently 6th. So
yeah,
dwarfs for me, which is rare, but I think they'll win that one. And you agree, Danton? And what do you think, Khornight?
Yeah, I'm going for JJ purely because of yeah.
There is another interesting thing here in that when you look at the table, there are 3 of us on 11 points, right? But remember that doesn't take into account the OCC tiebreakers. So I think OCC tiebreakers are TD difference first, and then least TDs conceded second. So, I mean, that could have an impact as well at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, it could. Okay. Next one is Ruspel versus you, Khornight. So let's have a quick look at this Lizard team and how it fares up. I mean, you're both...
the Lizard team that has been absolutely wrecked. I've played Ruspel once before, and in that game, his 2 super skinks were missing from MN. I think actually the strength buffs happened the game before we were supposed to play. So that strength 1 wrestle stripper was missing from the game, and the natural 1 turner was also missing. So this is the second time I faced him, and he's had half a team to play me. This is even worse, possibly. All those saw us out. It's hilarious.
3 saw us out. Just 2 on the pitch, and he's basically relying on his skinks. Absolutely.
Well, and you know what's even worse is because of the the death and destruction that Wolfbark rained upon me, I get inducements, so he can't get any more Saurus or star players or anything else.
And he's got no cash either. So he's going to be on. I just worked this out. So he's on 1490. He'll have another 120 to go on top of that because that's 2 skinks.
Yeah.
So that'd be
1610.
1610.
Yeah. That's the most painful thing for lizards is that the journeymen are always skins.
Terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got 7 players, so you'll have.
Yeah.
How much are you? 50.
Yeah, so another 200. So 400, 1420.
Okay, so what are you going to go for?
Approximately 19. Is that right?
Yeah. Extra bodies? I guess you got your usual 2. Are you at home? I should check that first.
I'm not at home. I think I've had 2 home games this season, and one of them was against Wolfbark, who also has a Knuffle Altar. So my stadium usage has been garbage. But
like you play.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
But this is, I mean, definitely there's still an incentive for you to win this game, right? Especially if Hilnick doesn't win or play it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a real if there's a real chance I could scrape only being demoted 1 division, which would be great because then I'd still be above Ethelred, even though he's making comments about how bad I am.
Well, I think you'll still be ahead of me even if you got double demoted, to be honest. the way my season's gone, but yeah.
And so and feeling like the two Saurus he's got are pretty good Saurus. I think are they both the Blodge ones?
No, one's the I've got them up now. The one's the Frenzy Jugs one, who is good but could be potentially out of position. But the other one is the break tackle Blodger, who is really good. He's like peak Saurus, isn't he? Really, you don't get much better than that.
One,
yeah.
Just needs guard really.
Yeah, Paulus and Louis, my Allfine are fairly similar, both being strength 4, break tackle, blodging things. But yeah,
you still haven't sacked your runner. Are you still not thinking of doing that?
He's got an armor break. He's definitely he's like they're like so, and a niggle. Yeah.
Was the armor break against Wolfbark?
Yeah, he got armor broken against Wolfbark. He was niggled before. I kept him for Wolfbark because, like, it didn't. I thought the strength would help a bit against the Underworld, who are generally a low strength team. He definitely did help. He was he was a big deal still. He was very useful. He caused them problems, and he was the threat that made them run away a lot of the time. Wolf was didn't want to have the shadowing player standing on him, and also he stood in the middle of a bunch of players and gave Wolfbark some real headaches about what to do with the players that he wants to dodge away with.
Sidestep.
So he was great, and he was still worth it even with the niggle. I know how I hate niggles. I go on about it. It's terrible. Now he's been armor busted. He is almost certainly being fired. I just won't do it until before the game, where there might be some reason why not firing him is the better course of action. And as that's next season as well. But he's not having an effect in this game.
I kind of think.
And the Berserker is the Berserker just an MNG, or did he take it?
Yeah, no, the Berserker is just an MNG actually, so he'll be back.
Yeah, all I was going to say was it's kind of a shame that OCC doesn't have like a recovery game between seasons, just so you can get your MNGs back. But I mean, I suppose that's fair enough. Just that's the way the leagues always work.
I'm not a fan of. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of that. I think I think why it changes the way people play a bit, or it should do. I don't like that people can be a bit more crazy on the last game of the season. Maybe if you're in playoffs, you should be allowed it as a making playoffs more interesting to watch, or wanting them to play a bit more crazily. But I don't think you should give people the prize of recovering MMGs just for making it.
Yeah, I mean, it'd only ever be for fluff reasons, really. So that might be, not a good reason to do it. But it does match with the fluff, doesn't it? End of season, then everyone gets better for the new season starting up. But I mean, I take your point as well. Absolutely.
But so both John and Ross will get fired. Probably at the first game of the season.
What's Ross got? Oh, also armor bust.
Also an armor bust, yeah.
Well, wouldn't you use him as a fire and forget briber, fowler?
30 player is not necessarily a firing.
It's not necessarily a firing, but it's not worth keeping either.
Yeah. I guess not. You've got another 30 player as well, so
yeah.
It's 70k of stuff that's going to be removed first hit, isn't he? So, well, probably removed first.
And that tends to happen anyway, right? So yeah. And dirty players get focused by your opponent, so even more so.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I hate
betting wise.
Yeah, I hate to say this. Go on, Danton.
I'm betting on Khornight. Yeah, I'm betting on Khornight in this one.
Oh, by the way, did you say Trent have his hand for the last one? I saw Danton.
I went for the dwarves as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Obviously, I'm going for me as well.
And I'm going to go for a draw.
Oh, okay. I thought you said me.
I thought you were going to win, but I'll go for a draw. Just because, again, you two are both betting on Khornight. So, but on paper, that's so tough to come back against, isn't it? Just two of your strength players plus the Crocs, who's a rookie, who's got nothing. So
it's like Underworld again, but shitter.
It is. It is. But yeah, Callum died. So that's your son's name, isn't it? Khornight?
No, Logan.
Oh, Logan.
Callum's.
Who's Callum?
Callum's an uncle. Callum's the annoying uncle that I hope to die. I hope dies every time. I mean, not really dies, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
he's the most irritating relative. He's probably an anti-vaxxer, although he's so irritating that no one's spoken to him.
No one's spoken to him about it. Great.
Yeah.
Was he a lineman or an ulf or what is he?
Lineman.
Liner.
Yeah. Callum's not going to be positional. Jeez.
But he's always on the LOS, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's died. He's died 3 times this season.
Yeah, he's done quite a lot. I remember the name coming up. Okay, so next game again is key for both really. Motivated squad and
But yeah, we still need to see what happens with the
Vamps.
And against if they play against Hillnick or not.
I mean, it's worth stating the Vamps still have 10 players, so like it's going to be a bad day for the Vamps, right? Yes, this Chorf team.
I think so. I mean, look, I've got the Chorf team up, but again, the only thing is that Nibin has already won, so it doesn't really matter how he plays. But I'm sure he'll want to beat the previous champions.
I mean, yeah, you say that, but we were talking about it in our Discord, and Nibnan chimed in with it won't really count until he beats Kielstad.
Yeah.
So he definitely wants to win,
doesn't he? I mean,
where I'm looking for his exact words.
There's only 10, Kielstad's only got 10k in the bank plus whatever he gets from the last week's game, which is not. I don't think unless he gets lots of sixes, that's not enough to get another Vamp, is it?
Yeah, Nibnan said it won't feel right to win the league if I can't beat Kielstad. So it's clearly very important for him to win this game.
Okay, that's fair enough. So yeah, I mean it's hard to tell because he has got a game left to play. As Danton said, hopefully they'll be playing today. But again, it's
but he's not going to make enough money to buy.
No, he's not.
Any more players,
I don't think you would buy another Vamp anyway, would you? Because he's on 5 now with one rookie, so I don't think he'd get a 6th, even if he could afford it. But yeah, I mean that's a tough game for the Vamps for the last game. I don't know what you guys think.
I mean,
he'll have some inducements.
They are Vamps, right? So they can always pull some bullshit out of that.
They're Vamps with strength 5 and movement up and agi up, right? So
Right, strength 6.
Strength 6. Sorry, how foolish of me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go for the Chorfs. But Khornight, we did mention earlier as well that I actually predicted Chorfs would win the whole thing at the start of the season. I think I was the only one who did that.
Your reaction was as good as mine, Khornight.
Just to make sure you're all aware that in the only prediction game that matters, I'm still winning.
Are you not? Wait, you're not winning the other prediction game?
No, he's not. He's miles behind.
No, just shock horror. Well, miles behind, not quite. 3 points behind.
Yeah, well, there's always tomorrow.
2 points behind. We're getting there.
There's always tomorrow as well. Don't forget.
Yeah, I noticed my score didn't go up at all this week. Is that just because I wasn't here? Saying.
And you also didn't bet on any winners, so. Okay, so what do we think for this one then? Vamps or Chorfs? So you said Chorfs.
I'm going Chorfs. Yeah.
What do you think, Khornight?
I'm going to go for the draw. I do think the Chorfs probably have a better like this is a really good position to be in. The Vamps only having 10 players, and against such a killy squad. But I do think the Bats can probably manage a draw out of it.
It's a tough one.
But it's a tough one, yeah.
I'm going to go Chorfs as well. I think so.
You're playing it safe.
I'll play it safe. I don't want that dinner.
He's worried about me catching him.
Yeah, I don't want that dinner that we're never going to meet for you to buy me, Danton. And net is net. That's one dinner to you, isn't it? Because you've won twice. If I win once, then that'll be net one dinner to you, won't it? So.
Okay, if that's how it works, then I suppose so.
I mean,
We'll
yeah,
work that out later.
or we have to meet up 3 times, which, considering the Atlantic Ocean is slightly unlikely.
Yeah, I'm sure we can make
Or
something work.
hang out for a whole weekend or something.
Right, it's also fine. Especially
Well, I
in
mean, definitely,
South
like,
America,
I think
trip to Argentina.
it's very much on the cards, so that I'm going to be moving back
Oh,
to Europe this year. So it should
exciting
definitely be
news.
more on the cards.
Okay, well that's promising.
Maybe the Welsh Open or the European or something.
Yeah, I would like to travel to some TT events for sure, assuming obviously the whole COVID bullshit kind of
Yeah.
fades away.
York Team TT is my
Yeah,
favourite competition.
that's a good one, isn't it? Okay, Danton, coming to you then for the last game: Celtic Tigers versus 1990s. So a quick look
Yeah,
at
I
your
haven't
team.
looked actually at what the difference is in terms of TV. Do I get some inducements? I'm not sure.
Well,
Um,
what did Niall the Mullard roll? Is it a double or was it a single?
no, he rolled a normal. So basically, I was just going to wait and see what the TV difference is.
Okay, so you got another say
More
20 to go on that. So you're 1690 and the 1990s are
well,
I think
I
1800.
might not be six. I might stay at 1670. I'll explain in a minute why.
Okay, well they're at
Yeah, so I am.
1800 on the button. That won't change unless he sacks someone.
Or
Yeah.
buys another peasant.
Yeah, so you get 110. Is that right? As it stands?
Yeah. At the moment.
Yeah. So,
Unless
yeah.
I'm guessing Danton is saying that he's got too many wrestle linemen, he's going to fire one and buy a new one.
Yeah, he's got enough
No.
bank.
So what I was thinking of doing, if you look at my dirty player, my current dirty player is
Ah.
with an edge bust. So I thought what I might do is sack him, make the leveled lineman into my new dirty player, and just
Yeah.
buy another one.
Yeah, cool.
That'd be a good idea.
That makes sense.
He's got a niggle as well, hasn't he? Old Sean
Yeah, I
O'Stabigan.
mean, exactly. I think it's time for him to go.
Deserves to retire to the farm.
Even though he did kill a rookie Linebeard with the only foul of the game.
That must have felt good.
He still has to go. Yeah. He's been a pretty decent 30 player. But yeah.
He's killed twice, according to the stats.
But the injuries are just. I mean, it's annoying as well. If you need to dodge to foul someone, then obviously it's a 4 instead of a 3.
Wait, aren't those kills that don't include fouls? I think the kills inflicted is just blocking, right?
Oh, is it?
I don't think so because I can't remember.
Oh no! And also, yeah, look, he's inflicted 34 injuries, but he's done 23 blocks. No, clearly not. It does include the fouling stats. That's weird.
Yeah.
Why does the API not include fouling stats? But
I know it's so weird, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Cyanide can't program for shit. That's why.
Well, can't program is a bit harsh, but fine.
But that's pretty good return. 34 injuries for a dirty player.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Matches.
Hang on.
It's not.
Injuries is only armor breaks.
That's an armor break. Yeah, that's an armor break.
Oh, right. Okay.
So 9 removals, 10 removals.
Casualties inflicted 1.
Yeah, 9 KOs, 2 kills. So 12
He's
removals.
Kill more people than he's injured.
Yeah, basically.
No half measures.
With a name like Sean O'Stabigan, then that's what you get, isn't it? From the famous O'Stabigan family of.
On the other hand, he has been injured. He's had his armor broken 41 times, and he's been casualty 13 times. So not a great ratio.
Well, he's normally in the front line, so I mean that's what you'd expect. But yeah, I think it's time for Sean to retire to the family farm.
He's done his job.
He's done his job.
Oh, someone's
So
alarm.
anyway, I mean, I'll be getting 100. So if I do that, if I sack him and get another rookie, I think
130.
130, and then it's probably going to be a wizard, I imagine.
Yeah.
Just stick a 20k in, get a wizard, maybe even something on top of that.
Yeah. Laska's team, I think, is probably the least unchanged team of the whole season, isn't it? In terms of his stars. His positionals. I don't think they've changed much.
I think he lost one blitzer at the beginning of the season, but yeah, I mean he's broadly not changed. You're right. That's
an achievement.
He had the armor bust on, I think, on the guard blitzer, right? Recently,
Yeah.
I think he was MNG this round. So
And obviously, he's probably lost 1 billion peasants.
Yeah, but we don't
yeah,
count them, do we? So
and one blocker probably at some point.
yeah, I think that blocker's new, isn't he? Count prediction 2.
I
But
mean,
I think he replaces an armor busted or a blocker who was already on his last legs at the beginning of the season. But anyway,
but his team is still very solid though.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's got pretty much everything that you need.
All right. Well, betting wise, Khornight, you go first this time.
yeah, I think Danton's. It's between Danton winning or a draw. I'm going to go for Danton winning.
Okay, Danton, I guess you'll go for yourself.
Yeah, I have to go for myself.
Okay.
I've actually played against this team. I played against Lasker maybe 3 seasons ago, and I managed to beat him, but it was really a dicing in my favor. I think it'll be a tough game. I mean, matchup wise, it's not an easy game for me.
No, but you got one turner though, so and you've got a bench,
Yeah.
so he does get to sit on the sidelines for a lot of the game.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'll go for myself, but definitely it'll be a tough one.
Yeah, it was a 2-0 last time. I just looked it up. But yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to go for Lasker then. To keep things interesting.
Cool.
But yeah, it is an interesting week, Dreamland. I think, as we were saying before, it's more about who's staying up now rather than who's going to win, because obviously Nibenen has won. And whether or not Khornight finishes in 10th place, which I think I predicted at the beginning of the season. I like half joke, third joking maybe, but still, that was my prediction. So that's quite nice to see.
Do we have all the predictions somewhere? We did say we were going to save them somewhere. I don't know where.
I don't think I ever wrote them down, but
I'm sure I made
did you make a note?
specific. I made a specific let's do this right. We're gonna save this somewhere. Where?
maybe next season.
Maybe the VOD is somewhere.
Yeah, the VOD will be there somewhere, but yeah, that's it. That's the last week, and then we get a week off. So yeah, join us tomorrow, I guess, for season for 3C recap if you guys are free, or Dreamland if you're free tomorrow. If you're not, Danton.
Not sure. Might have a meeting at that time, but if I can jump on, no, I think tomorrow is going to be tricky for me.
All right.
But I mean, obviously,
No worries.
you guys go ahead.
Khornight, are you around?
I think I'll be around, with a similar possibility that I might get a call at randomly o'clock.
Okay. Yeah. And Dreamland, if you're around, you can jump in for that one as well, because we'll be looking at relegations and promotions and all good stuff like that. Yeah, so if you want to bet, join the Discord channel and pousser le bouton on the teams you think you're going to win. Otherwise, good luck this week, and we'll be back, I think, next week for the final one of the season. So yeah, that's it. Who else is on? Khornight?
And then we get a nice little holiday of 2 weeks.
2
right?
weeks, yeah, which is quite good because I've got loads of admin stuff to do for all the leagues next week, I think. I never look forward to it, but actually when I start doing it, it's quite good fun. And Khornight, you and I need to find a night where we can do the live draw for Pony, which is always exciting, isn't it? So
yeah, you really need to get your helmet out of the cupboard.
I will get the helmet out of the cupboard and put the tape on and everything. So yeah.
Okay, so the choices are Jivasak, Crystal Hunter, or Mr. Page. I thought I saw Eliod go live.
Oh.
Did he stop?
Well, it's got to be Mr. Page, hasn't it, out of those three? Not that the other two aren't great, but we've not raided Mr. Page for a while. That's what I'm thinking.
Or ever. Have we ever raided Mr. Page?
I think we have done Mr. Page.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got 10 minutes for lunch, and then I've got another call with the work. So.
Yeah, I've got a meeting as well.
Yeah, well, thanks, Tom. Thanks,
Right,
everyone
guys.
else. Good luck.
Yeah, cool.
Cheers. Have a good week.
Good night, good night, Danton. Good luck. And goodbye,
Okay, well,
Danton.
it is. Oh no! Good morning, Danton.
Good morning, Danton.
All right, laters.
All right, bye, guys.
See ya.
Okay, I've actually pressed the button.